this is Debbie and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, I appreciate you stopping by. And if you came via someone else, if they referred you, if you put that in the comments, I would love to know that. And if you have been here before, I appreciate you coming back and taking a look at my Fobonichi journal. Now I'm just going to get right back into it. This is where I left off last time, talking about the stormy weather we've been having. And then the next day we had a gorgeous day, so go figure. This was a Fun Time Friday, and one of the prompts was things that you find in, something you find in your garden. And I had this beautiful garden page that I'd been wanting to use for a while. So there was my excuse. So I put that in, and then I had this die cut from one of the ladies in the group. Shannon sent me in some Happy Mail, and I just thought it went perfectly in there, except I kind of had her floating in the air. I should have put her down a little bit further, but you know what? I have learned over time to embrace those little imperfections. Used to be that would have driven me crazy, but now after doing the Fobonichi journalers for a while, I just realized it's just not that important. Anyway, these are some letters that Shannon also sent me in Happy Mail, and then I'm just talking about I think one of the prompts was your top 5 least favorite household chores. Really, I don't like to do any household chores, but I did list 5. I had gone to my mom's to help make some artificial flower arrangements, and while we were doing that, I accidentally got a splinter like way down deep in the bed of my nail. It really hurt. And I had this little ouch thing that had just come in a mail, like a piece of junk mail, and it was just perfect timing, so I used that. And I just talk about how I should have gone to the doctor, but I didn't, and you know, then after a while you just forget about it. It wasn't hurting that much anymore. And then as I was looking through some things online, I found this article about these, they're called super trees in Singapore. And they collect solar energy during the day, and they use those for their nightly light show, which I thought was just fascinating. So from right here down is like, I guess, whatever collects the solar energy. And then the whole rest of it is like greenery, flowers, you know, some mossy stuff, whatever. You know, it just looks, they just look like, obviously they're artificial, but beautiful trees. And I don't know if you can tell just how huge these things are. If you can see, here's the people down here. They're like specks next to this big, huge thing. I can't imagine how much energy those things collect, and there's a bunch of them, if you can see. Anyway, if we're not doing something like that here in the U.S., I think we should. I just thought that was very interesting. And here's another page about how pretty it is, how beautiful the weather is, I mean. And then I went with a friend to dinner, and we sat out on the patio. That's why I put this little table there. And how I'm itching to get to the beach. Then on this page, I was talking about how I finally went to the doctor because I thought the finger might be getting infected. And then, you know, the doctor fussed at me for a little bit for waiting so long. I think it had been 3 days, 1, 2, 3, 4 days. And I had not had a tetanus shot in, I don't know, 15 years, 20 years. I don't even know how long. But she said, well, it's too late for the tetanus shot to be effective for this, because she said I would have already had it if I had tetanus. But she did give me a shot anyway. And then she removed the splinter, which she said would not be pleasant, and she was right. But I won't go into all that detail. Some more Happy Mail. Got this Happy Mail from Lynn from the group, and she just sent so much great stuff. And again, I cut out the scrapbook paper, tore the scrapbook paper, and used that as my backdrop. And I was just talking about her Happy Mail and this gorgeous ATC card. I don't know if you can see that well enough, but it is just beautiful. Oh, and then this whole page is just stuff from Lynn. It's her Happy Mail. I think the only thing that wasn't was this washi and these letters up here. So, but everything else was from Lynn's Happy Mail. And then I had written this little note right here, happy birthday to my sister Susan. And that was because she had come to my house and she was looking through my book, and she saw in March where I had done this whole page of happy birthday to my sister Brenda. And then I just forgot about it. And then this is my other sister Susan's birthday, and she saw the page I did for Brenda, and then she got to this page and she's like, "You didn't even put anything about my birthday on here." So I scribbled in that little message, and she didn't think that was funny, but anyway. So at least I did say it, even if it was after the fact. Some more spring pages, some talking about some Easter plans or trying to make Easter plans. And also my sister Susan called and said, she's like, "I've got to get out of town." She had just broken up with her fiance, and she was just desperate to get away and go to the beach. So we decided we would go in a couple weeks, and we started making plans. And I got these beautiful flowers from Danny Baytog, who was or maybe still is in the group, although I don't see her post anymore. I think this came from Lynn. I'm pretty sure that came from Lynn, and then the rest of it was stuff I had cut out of magazines and my stencils, etc. Some more happy mail. The ladies in this group are just so generous and so sweet, and I appreciate all the stuff that they send to me, because it's just stuff that I don't have in my stash. And I love doing that myself. It's like sending out little pieces of things that I have to other people, and hopefully they don't have that, so we can kind of share our stuff. Anyway, she sent this gorgeous postcard from her state, from Minnesota. And on the back, she had written a lot of facts about her state. And then she also included this die cut of her, like in the shape of her state, which I thought was really cool. And then all these other little things, everything on the page, all these little die cuts, everything came from her happy mail. Well, everything except this. And that was just talking about getting my taxes done. But anyway, that was just some really cute little die cut stuff that she did. And this is my Easter page. These just came from various places. This is happy mail. All this is happy mail from Lynn. I think that came from Deb. And then these are just some things I had cut out of my, can't think of the name of the book, but anyway, a little book I got with some pretty images in it. So I just kind of collaged that together. It's a picture of me with my mom and my sisters. We just did a little happy Easter thing to just us. Everybody else had other plans or whatever. And then the background I did here with gelato and a little bit of water, and just smudged that. And then I did some more journaling under here about our Easter lunch. And then I love this little meme right here. And it's so goofy, and I don't usually like really goofy things, but every time I see it, it makes me laugh. The one bunny says, "My butt hurts," and the other bunny says, "What?" I don't know. I just think it's funny. Anyway, moving on. So here's another little spring page I made. This is scrapbook paper. I don't know if y'all know, or if y'all feel this way, but most scrapbook paper to me, I know this is crazy, is too thick. I mean, they print on both sides, which I don't like, because you can't see but one side unless you're going to do a tip in. And it makes the paper so thick that it hinders me from using it. So I purposely look for scrapbook paper that is only printed on one side, because it's usually thinner. And it's just so much nicer. It doesn't add like a ton of bulk to your page. But anyway, that's just me. So anyway, I just tore it out and then journaled in between. Here's another Fun Time Friday. Said to add some child embellishments, which I had these cute little bears that someone sent me in Happy Mail, which I cannot remember right now. Some more embellishments from, I think these all came from scrapbook.com, possibly from Peachy Cheap, I just can't remember. Anyway, so I made that little picnic scene. Some stuff about the grandkids. They drew me some pictures, which are still on my refrigerator, but I just wrote about them. And then this is, and I'm gonna make this my last page so I can wind up this video, but this is, the boys took me out into the back of their house and showed me their rock quarry. So what they do is they have, this is out at their little fire pit in their backyard, and they have some big logs stacked up. Not them, of course, you know, my husband. Not my husband, my son has them stacked up. But the boys take rocks. They go find rocks in the neighborhood or in their yard. I can't speak right. And then one of them like takes a stone and like cracks them. And then they have this whole little intricate thing set up, little logs where they roll the stones down it, and then the next kid picks it up and does some like sharpening or something. But anyway, they have this whole like little assembly line of things set up to work on their rocks, which I thought was just fascinating. But anyway, I guess that's because I'm their grandma, so I think everything they do is fascinating. So anyway, I'm going to stop right there. And appreciate you listening to all my rambling, and hope you enjoyed this. If you did, if you'd click the like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed, I'd really appreciate that. Would love if you'd leave me a comment. I read them all and love to respond to them. And I will see you next time. Thanks.